very hard fought, and but it helps to have Tyreek Key in your corner. And one of his best games he's had as a Sycamore, carried you in the second half offensively. We'll talk about the defense in a second, but you needed somebody to get you some points, and he's a nice guy to be able to lean on to get some.
I mean, he's really, really difficult to guard, and they have good defenders. And I mean, he's a tremendous shooter. He's as good a shooter as that there is in the country, and he can get his own shot. Just by jabbing at you, he can get his own shot. He gets to the free throw line. He makes his free throws. He's reading the defense at a much higher level than he's ever done. And then to have his teammates really looking for him, they were talking about it every huddle. Keep getting it. It was like Jimmy Chitwood. We'll be fine if we just set him up, and that's kind of what the guys did. And Tyreek, to his credit, I want him green lighted all the time. I want him that aggressive all the time because he's so difficult to guard.
You talk about reading the defense, and when he talked to me, he mentioned that, and I think it was Burhow, had 2 fouls, and he sensed that, and the way they were guarding him, they sent a second defender at him once in a while, but for the most part, it was man-to-man defense. And he kind of, I don't want to say he took that personal, but he noticed it and attacked it. Is this kind of a best example of him maturing as a player in that respect in terms of understanding what the game is giving?
Todd, he's probably watching more tape individually than he's ever done because he needs to. Dynamic scores like him need to see how the defense is playing him. Jake, it's awfully hard to double him when he's out on the floor in space, so that you have to kind of wait till he comes at you with the dribble, and they do a really good job of being in those gaps. When he's in the post, you can come to him a little quicker, but he's so strong and so good of playing off of that, and what we talked about, they doubled us some last year. What we talked about with him, Jake and Trey, was don't dribble it right away. And we were doing that for the first half and getting in trouble with it. Don't dribble it right away. Keep your dribble and see where it's coming from, and then let's play off it, because we don't mind him doubling because somebody else is going to get an open play. But yeah, Tyreek, to his credit, he kind of he had blood in the water there, and he was ready to go.
Tyreek was really good. I thought your defense was excellent, even when you were struggling from the field in the first half. Just opportunistic. I mean, fought their interior pass. Looked like a football game out there for a while. You were swatting away passes like you were defensive tackles or something like that. But just the collective team defense that you had today is actually, as good as Tyreek was, that's probably the underpinning of why you were able to win.
Well, it's not lost on the coaching staff, and it's not lost on the guys, because we even when we're down 8-2, at the first media, we just talking about our defense. Keep guarding. We were getting good shots. We just hadn't made them. And this is a difficult team to guard. We wanted to be super aggressive and dictate as much as possible. And we've continued to improve there. Guys are taking it personally. I think Jake said in the Valley press conference this week that we're very connected, a lot more than what we were earlier in the year. And we've worked awfully hard on it. And we're reaping the benefits of it, because even when you're not scoring, your defense has to be a constant. That first half, with the way we turned it over, you just can't do that in a low possession game, and we'll learn from that. But gosh darn, did our guys dig in there, fight and battle.
The last 2 minutes of the game were rough, but you put yourself in a position to be able to ride that out. That's the good part of it. And you've finished other games like this fine. So do you put this in its proper place and put it in perspective, or do you,
yeah.
How do you kind of handle it?
We got a bunch of guards that are over, the coaches that are over there on the bench. So it's a little frustrating to us. The game's not over. That team's certainly not going to quit playing, and they're going to be more physical and grab you. And we just did some things that weren't very smart there towards the end. We didn't finish plays with rebounds, and then we fouled them. You don't want the clock stopping. Our guards are better than that. We should finish that game off going away at the free throw line.
It's a 7-game win streak, but when you talk to the players, they're happy about it. They're pleased with it, but you don't get this. They don't come in here and they're all hyped up. They're not freaking out about it. The common theme is that they say they're not satisfied. How important is it for them to maintain that mentality? Because I think it's been really important to this team for this team to kind of come out and say, all right, we did this, but let's do it again. What sense are you getting of that in the locker room?
Well, they're liking the experience of playing and competing so hard, and then reaping the rewards of it. But gosh, we got all February to play yet, and then the tournament in March. So we've talked about it. We talk about it all the time. With you want to be ascending, you want to be improving throughout this month. I thought we were a little happy with ourselves the first day after the day off in practice, and we kind of got after them a little bit, and the guys responded so well in their preparation. We were loose and we were ready today at game day practice, and I knew they were going to fight like crazy. I mean, you got guys in your locker room, and that starting group, they're ready to go. They're locked in. They're competitive and getting better stuff out of Cam and Randy off the bench. So just really happy that the guys get to get things going this way.
I asked Tyreek this. Early in the Valley season, we were talking about opponents shooting 50% in in so many halves in a row or whatever it was. And we haven't been talking about that much lately. What do you think has been the biggest improvement in this team defensively overall?
I think just really being more connected and locked in, and everybody doing their job. We were doing good stuff because we work on it so much. We were doing good stuff for 60, 70% of the game. But then when you're bad and you're just losing, not doing your assignments and not there to help for 40% of the game, the field goal percentage is going to be up. And we don't want to give away easy ones at the rim, and we don't want to give away contested threes. Coach Richardson with the D and the guys with the scouts just doing an awesome job. And it takes the guys buying in and really, really being down and being disruptive. I like to say get down and get dirty, and dig in down there on the defensive end.